Today on CCX News, special session fallout. What's at stake locally as lawmakers work to pass the state budget? Thanks again for joining us. After failing to reach an agreement during the 4-month-long legislative session, state lawmakers returned to the Capitol on Monday for a special session. Delane Cleveland joins us now to break down what it means for us. Delane?
Emily, the most divided legislature in Minnesota history convened in St. Paul Monday morning for a one-day special session. Their goal was to pass a 2-year, $66 billion state budget and avoid a government shutdown. On Friday, Governor Tim Walz announced that legislative leaders had a deal in place before the full legislature returned. That, however, has drawn serious concerns from legal and political experts.
The public is going to be surprised in terms of what happens. And I don't say that in a good way, because if the state legislature were a local government in Minnesota, they would be violating the open meetings law by doing all their negotiations behind closed doors. But they're not covered by it. And therefore, we don't know all the details of the budget deal.
Hamlin political science professor David Schultz said many of the negotiations leading up to the special session happened with no opportunity for public comment. With the looming budget deficit and two parties with fundamentally different political agendas, both sides had to make major concessions. Schultz says Republicans didn't get a rollback of paid family leave like they had wanted. And for the DFL, health care for undocumented adult immigrants will be revoked. That is a major point of contention for members of the People of Color Indigenous Caucus, which includes several DFL lawmakers from the Northwest suburbs.
And so what we're really seeing here is an impasse. Impasse both between the Democrats and Republicans and between the more centrist and the more progressive wing of the Democratic Party, all playing out in terms of their politics.
As we went to air, the lawmakers were expected to pass 14 spending bills and adjourn the special session by 7 a.m. Tuesday. Emily?
A Brooklyn Park man was arrested Friday after a tense but brief gunpoint standoff with police. 911 callers reported that multiple gunshots were fired near a home in the 7600 block of Regent Avenue. Arriving officers surrounded the house and restricted travel in the area, leading to the brief standoff. The suspect left the home and surrendered to police. Officers found a handgun in the house. Fortunately, no one was hurt during the incident. Meanwhile, law enforcement officials say a Brooklyn Park teen was shot and killed in Blaine. The Anoka County Sheriff's Office says 15-year-old Sudeus Omar was killed on Friday. He was shot outside of the Northtown Mall in Blaine. First responders took him to the hospital, where he was later pronounced dead. Police records show a 20-year-old was arrested at the scene for aiding an offender and manslaughter, but prosecutors have not filed formal charges as of Monday. A special meeting place for artists in Maple Grove is searching for a new home.
We've got some momentum, which now I'm afraid we might lose a little of. But it depends what happens in the next couple of weeks. So it could be we have to go to storage, or it could be that we move straight into a new venue. Just don't know.
The Maple Grove Arts Center has been at the Fountains of Arbor Lakes for more than 7 years. The landlord offered the space to the Arts Center for free, but now has a new tenant. They have to move by July 11th. The space has been a haven for local artists, offering a meeting place and retail space to sell their goods. Maple Grove has few other options for them to display their work.
They've been able to publicise their work, get other people looking at it. We've made a lot of sales over the years. We've managed to support the artists in ways that before in Maple Grove has not been possible.
The Arts Center is looking for volunteers to help them with the move. You can also help by making a financial donation. School, of course, is now out of session, but it was a special year at Osseo Senior High School as it celebrated its 100th birthday. I visited the school recently to share the special way the school has honored those 100 years. It matters to be a part of something.
Visibility and connection is such a huge part of students feeling like they belong to a community.
Portraits of belonging are on display at Osseo Senior High. 100 different faces with 100 different stories.
It's all about community, belonging, and inclusion. We have a beautiful makeup of students here at Osseo and so many beautiful faces representing the diversity that we have here.
Students and alumni shared their faces and personalities for We Belong, a celebration of community and inclusion. Osseo art teacher Jen Kramer brought this project to Osseo this year for the school's 100th anniversary. It's a part of the nationwide Inside Out project.
There's something really special about the scale of them and how when you stand in front of it, you are absorbed by it because they're bigger than you. And so, I don't know, there's just symbolism to that.
Kramer's students, with her help, put together this project in the third trimester. One of our photographers, sophomore Mina Herdler, says she loved the journey.
I got so excited that I would be part of something that worldwide.
She thinks she took between 35 and 40 of the displayed portraits, and they all revealed different personalities.
You can take a look at these walls and understand what our community is like here, which I think is very special to have.
Another student was captured on the wall in his own image, senior Keeve Russell.
I was like, well, Miss Kramer just needs a face. I can be a face.
He helped put most of the posters up, but he's also another face of the project.
It's like a way I left a mark on the school type of thing, and this was one of the ways I could, be like, I'm here. I was here.
The project is having its intended effect. As Russell and his classmates head to graduation, their impact is pasted on the wall, and they got to be a part of that. A grant from the Minnesota Department of Education's Culturally Responsive Arts Education program funded the project.